Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session created to help release the block of inadequacy and unworthiness. And many people are carrying around a weight of not feeling good enough, particularly based on the comparison of other people. And if you look, you will find, and if you're looking for evidence that you're not good enough, you're going to find infinite evidence to support that belief. But in doing so, it saps the enthusiasm and joy and creates a lot of pressure and stress. Equally, if you look for the belief that you're surrounded by inspiration and opportunities, then you're going to find that too. And as someone that was crippled by feelings of low self-worth and inadequacy throughout most of my childhood into my teenage years and early 20s, what I found is that when I had that belief, it meant that I was constantly seeking the validation of other people. It meant that I was constantly looking to improve myself, but not necessarily to get better, but to feel that I'm at least worth something. And it's a slippery slope because in the world of inadequacy, you can never be enough. Much better to accept a equally true idea, because I would say that there is truth in the idea that everyone is inadequate, because how could we possibly be the best at everything? You know, that would be a ridiculous sentiment. So therefore, being inadequate or not good enough, rather than it being, a fault or a flaw, it's just an accepted part of life. There are people that are the world's best at many things, and rarely are they the same. The person that is the fastest person in the world isn't normally the most intelligent, and the most intelligent is isn't normally the healthiest, and the healthiest isn't normally the best in business. So you get all these different things, and everyone has their own talents, their own capabilities, their own things they're passionate about. So you can look at unworthiness as being a trap, almost like a prison. So in this hypnosis session, it is encouraging you to let go of the burden of unworthiness and embrace the idea that you are highly capable and that other people around you, rather than being a mirror to reflect your inadequacies, it's actually an opportunity for inspiration and connection. And there's that adage in business, in lots of other areas too, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And there are amazing opportunities that I've had, not necessarily based on just my skill or competency, but through being introduced to the right person at the right time. Now, if I was threatened by every talented person that I know, my world would be quite a small world. If I see people I know doing well, I'm genuinely happy for them. And I can honestly say I wasn't that way when I was younger. I was jealous and resentful, and that's not a good quality. It's also not a helpful quality. So when you let go of this feeling that you're competing with everyone and instead focus on the idea that by embracing your talents and by working hard at those things that you're passionate about, your world improves, then the world becomes a much nicer place to live. And the emotional home that you live in, which is your own head, is also a nicer place to be too. So if you're listening to this and you're struggling with, let's say, imposter syndrome, inferiority complex, lots of different versions of it, low self-worth, low self-esteem, it all comes down to things like this. And if you wanted to explore hypnosis as a way to help you, there will be a link in the show notes that you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, this uses a metaphor of a room that represents where you are, and the world beyond, which represents opportunity and change. So find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of worry, stress, or tension to feel like it's leaving your body as you exhale. And you can breathe in and breathe out and feel with each and every breath that you are becoming deeper and deeper relaxed. Breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation and exhaling tension. And I want you to scan your body for any feelings of tension, any feelings of stress. But most of all, I want you to scan your body for any feelings of unworthiness or inadequacy. And there may be clues, almost feeling like a burden or a block. They may feel like you've been carrying a weight around you for a while, that certain things feel like they're difficult for you to do, to be around people that you evaluate are successful, competent, charismatic. Whatever it might be, those would be the clues of that feeling of unworthiness or inadequacy. And many emotions have a location. Stress sometimes is located in the jaw or around the temple. Anxiety is often found like a twisting sensation in the gut, or perhaps a feeling there in the chest. So as you breathe in and breathe out, try and locate the location of any inadequacy or unworthiness. And I want you to imagine it almost like a block of ice there within you. And as you breathe in and breathe out, imagine breathing in a warm, wonderfully vibrant color that represents worthiness. And as you breathe that in, just imagine it slowly, drip by drip, melting away that emotion of inadequacy. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a staircase. I want you to imagine you're at the top of the staircase, looking down. And maybe it's a wooden staircase, or maybe a grand staircase made of marble. But it seems safe, strong, and sturdy. And And as I count down from 10 to 1, with each descending number, you will feel 10% deeper and deeper relaxed, taking you to a place where change can take place. Starting to walk down the staircase. 10, taking that step, just releasing any tension around your eyelids. That's it, deeper and deeper relaxed. 9, that relaxation spreading into your forehead. Continuing to walk down the staircase. 8, the relaxation spreading into your jaw. As you breathe in and breathe out, still imagining that block of ice of inadequacy melting away drip by drip like an icicle in a thaw. Continuing to breathe in and breathe out as 7 goes to 6, and just feel a wave of relaxation going down your neck into your shoulders. That's it, releasing that tension. 5 now going into your arms, all the way down to the tips of your fingers as you continue to take another step down the staircase. Arms now feeling limp, loose, heavy. That's it, just release that tension. As you breathe in, imagine your internal organs starting to relax. Heart, lungs, stomach, diaphragm, all relax deeply now, enabling it to feel easier, effortless perhaps, of breathing in and breathing out, feeling so deeply relaxed now. That's it. 3 goes to 2. Any tension in your gut just dissipates, dilutes, evaporates, just disappears now, going into your legs, allowing your legs to feel limp, loose, heavy, almost now feeling like you're floating down the staircase. 2 and then 1, and just imagine at the bottom of the staircase is a room that represents all the things that you feel like you can control. I want you to imagine this is a room that represents solitude, self-reflection, that you can just be you with no one else there in that room. And I want you to feel like this is a familiar room, that here in this room you feel safe, because this room has no comparison of other people. Here you can just be yourself. And while it may feel safe, it does not give you that feeling of connection, the feeling of truly being understood, that this room has almost become a shell. Just like a tortoise will hide from a threat or a danger, this place is where you will hide. It feels safe, but you lose the connection. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to imagine a large solid block of wood being perhaps strapped or just attached to your back. It feels heavy, almost like a beam of timber, a heavy weight. And there is a door to this room, but the beam of timber is so big, so heavy, it feels like you can't just walk out of this unlocked room, this door that's open, waiting for you to leave. You just can't leave with this big, heavy beam of timber strapped to your back. And I want you to think of what this beam of timber represents for you. At some level, because it stops you getting too close to people, there's an element of protection, of safety. Perhaps you can say, well, you never quite lived up to whatever you were destined for, because you had this big heavy beam of timber you've been carrying around, you have an excuse, locked and loaded, ready to go. And while it may feel that this heavy weight protects you from that feeling of failure, the paradox is that it impedes your ability to be truly successful. Because how can you make the connections, the relationships? How can you learn from other people while simultaneously carrying a heavy weight that impedes connection? And I want you to think of everything that this beam represents. Shame, the blocks, judgment, inadequacy, unworthiness, and really feel the weight of this heavy beam. And imagine a future where you never let go of this heavy beam of unworthiness. How difficult it really is to have a truly intimate, open relationship where you can get to know someone fully and they get to fully know you. To have friendships that there is no fear of comparison. I want you to get a sense that this big heavy beam of unworthiness and the fear of inadequacy will impede your career, your life's options, your ability to be free. And I wonder what would happen if you were willing to replace this heavy beam of inadequacy with a belief of your own resilience, of your own belief that life is tough, that sometimes there are people more competent in many different areas, and that's okay. I want you to get a sense that you are willing to trust in yourself and your own ability to learn and get better. And when you're ready to entertain the idea of letting go of this heavy beam, you already start to feel lighter. There in this room, every breath you take helps release the heavy weight of unworthiness. The door to freedom and joy is within reach, unblocked by past burdens. And at the point where you can let go of this inadequacy, you find lightness in your step and mind. Because outside the door is true connections, where every conversation is a treasure trove of discovery, not a battleground of comparison. This room of solitude was only ever meant to be a temporary shelter. The world outside is your true playground. And you can recognize the talents in others. And in doing so, you also discover the brilliance within yourself. Because you have the inherent power to choose curiosity over criticism every single time. And with self-acceptance, the weight of unworthiness shrinks and melts away as you picture that block of ice representing inadequacy melting and melting and melting with every breath of worthiness that you breathe in. This heavy wooden block, this beam of comparison, can't follow you into a world of mutual appreciation, where every interaction is a mirror, reflecting not your inadequacies but your potential, where the pace of learning is fueled by your emotions not dictated by external judgments. Perhaps you already know that excitement, passion, enthusiasm can become your compass, guiding your growth and evolution. A place where your value isn't determined by comparison, but by your own unique essence, all outside of this room. A place where, in acknowledging the achievements of others, you celebrate your own journey. And what if you were to embrace the belief that your abilities are not limited but ever expanding, limited only by your own perceptions? Because the world outside is colored by inspiration, not overshadowed by doubt. Because in every interaction, every question you ask, in genuine curiosity, melts away that unworthiness and lightens the load of inadequacy. Because you are not confined by past perceptions, even your own. You have the key to step out and embrace that freedom. A world where life's interactions are not tests of worth, but opportunities for enrichment. And you already have evidence of that. Where some of the best things in your life came through connections, friendships, relationships. That itself is life's enrichment. Because your journey is not about being the best, but about being your best. And your best needs no comparison. This wooden block, this beam, starts to detach as you focus on your path of growth and self-compassion, where you transform feelings of inadequacy into stepping stones for growth. You have the ability to learn anything, but the speed of your learning is proportionate to the emotion you attach, where enthusiasm and passion means you learn rapidly, recalling relevant information, and those things where you have apathy and disinterest mean you learn slowly. As you explore the world outside of this room of solitude, you find that everyone has their unique song to sing, including you. Outside is where you can embrace others with genuine interests and curiosity, and in doing so, you also embrace yourself. Recognizing that the real magic lies in acceptance and enthusiasm, and in doing so, you turn every challenge into an opportunity. Because if there is comparison that really matters, it's because you found an area of life that is important to you. And by linking inspiration, enthusiasm, passion into that area of your life, you will learn rapidly and ever evolve. So now is the time to make a choice. To stay in this safe place of limitation and restrictions, or finally let go of that heavy block of wood, that beam of inadequacy, and venture outside of the room. Because what if all along these beliefs weren't true? You've just been acting as if they were true. By venturing outside of the room, you'll realize that the real block wasn't outside, it was you. And as you let go of that block of inadequacy, you're able to entertain the idea that you can learn rapidly, that you're good with people, that people provide a source of information and inspiration, and you could be the most interesting person simply by asking questions. So as you breathe in and breathe out, you let go of that block, you venture out of that door, outside the room, where an exciting adventure awaits, trusting that your unconscious will rise to the challenge and reward you with feelings of pride, accomplishment, growth, inspiration, but also appreciation. Because that's the real key. The moment you can appreciate the talents, the work ethic, the accomplishments of other people, then you are free of your own inadequacy. Breathing in and breathing out, just imagine you're now walking up that staircase from the unconscious to the conscious, but enabling a new way of thinking to come with you and accepting that that block of inadequacy has melted away. The wooden beam of unworthiness has been left behind, and what returns is the version of you willing to explore life without the blocks you've been holding on to. As I count from 1 to 10, you will not only imagine walking up the staircase, but you will return to reality fully in the present, full of enthusiasm and a desire to explore life without the block, starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.